چی هستی؟
من بدم.
اگه الان یه دونه طوفان میامد، یه دونه طوفان خیلی شدید از پشت اون کوه، چیزی عوض میشد؟
Okay, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. This is a film directed by Anna Lily Amirpour. It's set in Iran. It's shot in America. It's spoken in Farsi, and it's done in a beautiful cinematic black and white. It is a gorgeous movie to look at. Like, you could turn the sound off and it would probably be engaging and still kind of make sense. There's subtitles even. It's an interesting movie, and it was sort of the art house horror movie buzz of 2014. And I certainly understand the attention, and I would be interested to see what more is to come from this director. But here you feel that but coming. This is the question I want to pose to you. Is this an art film, or is this a horror film? Is it both?
I think it's both. It besides being a horror film, there's a bit of an homage to westerns in there.
It's set in Bad City.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just a weird translation, but that's what we get. The city is called Bad City.
Yeah. I think it's both. I think the other thing that's kind of unique about it is it's very feminist.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably why it had to be filmed in the United States. There may be some people in Iran that were not thrilled with this film. I don't know that for a fact, but
I have to plead ignorance on a lot of the politics.
Yeah, I sort of don't know for sure too, but I had a very unique experience watching this. I rented it off of iTunes.
Right.
There were no subtitles available.
Oh no.
So but I thought this movie is so beautiful. I'm going to try to watch this film without relying on the English subtitles and see how much of it I get. There's this thing I once heard Steven Spielberg say, and he started off by saying, no offense to writers, but if you want to know if a movie is well directed or not, turn off the volume, watch the whole thing beginning to end, and see if you could follow the story.
Right.
And this holds up.
Yeah.
It's I got a couple of characters mixed up early on, but once I kind of sorted that out, I thought it actually added to the experience to kind of not have to rely on English to follow the story. I'm not sure a lot of people would do that. We've been trying to find some other way to figure it out. But it was my concern in reviewing it that I wouldn't get enough information out of it. But it probably of the 6 movies, it was, the one where it could, where I could be, could get the story and rely completely on how beautifully shot it is. I love black and white photography. Some movies have black and white photography just as an add-on. I think this movie had to be told this way.
It's
the shadows
so
and everything. It's very well done. It is dark. I think you could arguably say it's the darkest of the 6 films that we're looking at.
Yeah, it exists in this fantasy land. I kind of feel like this isn't a real world movie, right? There are broad strokes being played here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wanted to start out because, like I say, I'm a fan of the filmmaker. I will watch whatever she does next.
Yes.
Everybody likes this movie more than I do. everybody likes this movie more than I do. I think that its greatest strength is its cinematography and its visual cinematic execution. You said you hated all the characters in Dark Continent. I did not connect with this couple at all.
You didn't?
I didn't. And moreover, I felt emotionally pushed away from the movie at times. And when that happened, then I had to start asking questions. And the second you start doing that, the second you start saying, what's with the scene where the chick dances with the balloon for 5 minutes? The whole fucking thing starts to fall apart.
Okay.
And I think this is a short art film that got stretched out into a feature. And it was so beautifully executed that people missed the fact that there's barely a story that makes sense. It's almost Lynchian. And people who listen to the podcast know I tend not to react well to Lynch.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I'm not giving this a thumbs down review, by the way. Like, I like it well enough, but everybody seemed like this is one of the most visionary, innovative, like great horror movies that they've seen. They say that this like knocked Let the Right One In out of the water. And I think Let the Right One In is 5 times the movie this is. So our main character, he is Arash, who's one of the only people who's allowed a name. The girl is called the girl.
The girl, yeah.
The father is the junkie.
Yeah.
The prostitute is the prostitute. The pimp is the pimp, right? Arash, the first thing we see him do is he steals a cat from somebody. And he has a fight with his junkie dad. And he has this car that apparently he's been obsessed with getting taken from him by his dad's drug dealer, which starts out the conflict. Then we abandon him and we follow the girl for about 20 minutes and we learn her modus operandi, the way she stalks people, which is really cool, by the way, and she kills the evil drug dealer because we hate the evil drug dealer.
Well, and he's
no harm, no foul.
I mean,
he's not just bad.
Stealing from prostitutes, he's
Terrible.
a rapist, you know.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Cartoon villain. So that we don't mind that she kills him. He's a bad person. She kills him, right? That's the hurdle you have to get over. We talked about it in spring too. This woman kills people to live. So that's something that the relationship is going to have to address. Only it won't at all. In fact, the movie goes so far as to have her kill his father. He knows that she kills his father. Lets it go.
That's the big moral dilemma at the end. I mean,
Didn't like it. We were like, when he finds his father dead in the street, they have this slow pan from the corpse up to the little boy who's found the corpse, and then up to Arash, who the boy is brought to see his father. And it zooms in on him, and I'm waiting. What's he going to be? Is it going to be rage? Is it going to be anguish? What's it going to... And it cuts. It's nothing.
so you wanted
Same
a
thing.
payoff there.
He sees that she has the cat. Why does she have the cat? Because she killed
Killed
his
him.
old man. So we wait in the car. We going on his face. There's a heavy silence between them. There's a good tension in it. He stops the car. He walks. He paces, and we're waiting. What's he gonna do? He's gonna do nothing. And the credits are gonna roll, and we're gonna say, "Brilliant." No, you failed at story. You succeeded in atmosphere. You succeeded in character. You failed me in story. I'm a story guy. I will watch the next movie and I will hope that it's a story. This is a series of beautiful, ghostly images. And it's really an interesting watch. Like, I would recommend it to people. And there's certain people I would say, oh, you would really fucking love this movie. But if you took the musical montages out of there and you took some of those scenic shots and the pumping oil shots out of there, this is a really amazing short film.
So you think if it was a short film, you would want it a little more?
I would have probably seen a lot of the same flaws, but I wouldn't have been... it's 100 minutes, and I think it probably wants to be 30 or 40.
Okay.
And I understand, Jason, that I am in the minority opinion on this, because I know people love this movie, and I get it. Like I say, I can't compliment the technique and the director of photography, and I don't think the acting is bad necessarily, but I don't feel connected or warm to any of these.
It's very
characters.
stylized.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry,
I don't. We're going to be
In a different place?
I think we're in a different place with this one, but I'm not sure it's as big a difference as with Dark Continent.
Right.
My initial reaction was very much that this may be, I hadn't watched all the movies, it was kind of in the middle of the pack watching this. This may be the best of the 6 that we look at.
Right.
But I've had a little bit of time to think about it. Now, I love David Lynch. If you don't, we would be in different places with David Lynch. So maybe that's why I was willing to accept some of those more surreal moments in there. Because I thought it was, what's the purpose of this? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm, kind of enjoying that. And I'm enjoying the visual of it as well. This is not an emotional or sentimental movie at any point. I think the acting is very stylized. The fact that other than the main character, they all have, girl, pimp, other junkie, some aspect of what their personality is. They were not meant to necessarily be full characters. So I think you're consistent in that. I kind of like the idea of this woman going around and killing men who do horrible things. And in the case of the father, and I know you want the emotional reaction from the son, and I don't think this was the world's greatest father, to be honest.
Of course not.
No, he's using his son from beginning to end, and that's where I could see him, I don't know how to react to my dad's death type of thing in that moment to have, he's going to burst into tears or he's going to start smashing things. I don't think that would have, for this particular guy, would have worked.
If not for the fact that the day before, he kicked his father out of the house. He gave him a stack of cash and a stack of heroin and said, take it and never enter this house again.
So you think the guilt should have
been in
Within
there?
24
hours, he finds his dad dead on the street. He's got to own a percentage of that. He has to. That's the other thing with this Arash character. I think the reason we're asked to like him is that he's good looking. Because, his dad may be a junkie, but he has no problem selling drugs to other people. When he sees that his dad's drug dealer dies, he doesn't say victory, he steals the dude's drugs and money and takes up his job. Yeah. Right?
Okay. I mean, he's kind of a bullied character at the beginning, though. Yeah. I think that's maybe why
But he steals cats. He deals drugs. If he wasn't good looking, what would we have here?
Yeah. It just, when he gets totally ripped apart by the drug dealer in the early scenes, I think that was enough for me to kind of cheer for him a little bit. But all of the other aspects you're talking about are totally valid, and I think...
When the guy steals his car and he punches the wall out of frustration and breaks his freaking hand...
he shows more love for the car than he does for his father.
Right?
You're right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now, my other thought on why this is such... I wanted to see it for years, but I didn't get around to it. I like the poster. It was such a mysterious poster, and I felt like this was something I should have watched before this, but I just hadn't.
Didn't get around to it. Fair enough.
I almost wonder, like you said, the politics of things. I wonder if the fact that it was a film by a woman from Iran
maybe I would
is the reason that, and there aren't a whole lot of women that are successful in the horror genre in general, no matter where they're from. Can be a lot of censorship in Iran, and so that film industry is really kind of booming. The ones that they can sort of get out of the country, and we've seen that several of the foreign language film winners of the last few years have come from Iran, and we're finally getting that kind of perspective on life. So I think some of that stuff played into the success of this film. I also kind of related some scenes, I don't know why, kind of to the Sin City movies. Yeah, just some of the black and white and Bad City and the characters and the violence.
Sin City is a much more masculine world.
It is for sure. And I don't know how much money but they certainly had more money, I think, to make those movies than this.
I don't know
that. And the A-list cast that they could that Robert Rodriguez can assemble. So I like some of the simpler scenes, the quieter scenes when they're listening to music. Did you like that scene or not?
It was effective, and it's typically the kind of thing that I don't like. She literally drops the needle, and she plays an entire song practically, and they just slowly walk to each other and embrace, and that's all we got for that scene. Right?
And neither of these characters are really that comfortable, I think.
Also, sorry to just jump all over the place.
Yeah.
He's high as fuck when he meets her. For the first
he is,
time.
yeah.
He's out of his mind.
Yeah.
And I think that might be, like, initially he would have been a victim, but there was something off about the exchange. I love the way that this girl stalks people, like she mirrors them.
Oh, that was so good.
They
that was
talk
so
about
cool.
it in the Anne Rice books. It's one of the few things that I liked about the Anne Rice books. Some of the dark powers that they have is that they'll mirror your actions. So you try to evade them and you can't, right? And it was interesting the way she did that. I found the power of the girl, as she is played by Sheila Vand, is her name. She was always more powerful when she was quiet. She has very little to say in the movie. It was almost to the point that she said so little. It would have been interesting if she was mute. Like there was, she has like maybe a dozen lines in the whole movie. I'm sorry if I cut you off though. Too.
It's okay.
I think that the scene that I really did connect to, because I'm coming off cold on the movie, and I like it. I just don't understand.
You think it could have been way better than it is,
really do.
And you want it to live up to the reputation it has.
I do, and maybe because of the reputation, I was waiting. All right, movie, impress me. I think the most impressive scene, it's kind of a weird, sweet scene. I guess it's the closest thing to that scene I was talking about in Spring, where she's ghosting him for a second. You're like, no, he steals these earrings to give to her, and he gives them to her, and her ears aren't pierced. And so she asks him to pierce her ears. And it's a real bonding moment between the two of them. And they don't take her, she doesn't take her home and get he whips out a bobby pin and a Zippo and stabs it in her ear, and she digs it.
Yes.
And I really liked that scene because we had two characters connecting, and I got that. She was really touched that he got him this gift, and she wanted to wear the gift. And if it cost her pain, great. And if he inflicts that pain, kind of sexy. That scene really worked for me. Yeah. And there's flashes of brilliance throughout the movie. That's why I say, like, please keep doing what you're doing, girl. I will watch your next movie. I will say that A Girl Walks Home at Night is good, and in it, I see the potential for greatness. But largely, I think it's a little bit overhyped.
Maybe there's so much I liked. I bought the romance, and I like the fact that she could kill him, but then she sees, and I guess I'm seeing more of his good qualities than you did, that he is not like his father, like the pimp. He's not using anybody. I mean, he ends up selling drugs, and that's, I feel, purely for survival.
But if you're spending your days telling your dad that he's a pathetic junkie and like, why do I have to be the parent? He basically says to his dad at one point. Yeah. How can you then turn around and inflict that? Like his harsh judgment on the pimp character at the beginning of the movie, the pimp calls his dad a pathetic junkie. And he says to the pimp, well, who made him a pathetic junkie, right? The drug dealer. So to then, a few scenes later, become that guy. I don't know. I had a hard time siding him. The thing he loved most of all before he met the girl was his car. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up some good points, and you know, I've watched this once. I haven't watched it multiple times, and so the next time I see it, I want to keep some of these things in mind.
I'm not trying to recommend
so I don't think I have quite the love of it that everybody else does. But I remember it was a great reputation when it came out, but it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic, and I didn't mind the acting as far as the stylistic pieces. And again, it may be more of a thing where I do like that David Lynch type of thing, and there was a bit of that in there.
Another good horror date movie, by the way. This in Spring, if you were like wanting to have a date night with a girlfriend and she was maybe only lukewarm on the genre, I think you could sneak these ones under the radar.
Spring, I think a little bit more than this one. Yeah. But yes,
please.
Yeah, there's a nice romance in it.
Please watch it. Please watch it.